Well, hi, Stephen from Mona Disown. Sorry I'm a bit late today. Oh, hello everybody. Yeah, it took me a little while to set everything up. I've been on vacation, and then of course I've got to try and get everything set up again, start again. So how is everybody? Hope everybody's looking forward to this weekend. Certainly in the States here, we've got a long weekend. It's July the 4th, so I usually keep a low profile in case someone tries to shoot me. So today we've got actually got two Omen 15s to check out. I've got the Ryzen 5 with the 3060 and the second one here with the Ryzen 7 5800H and the 3070. So we'll compare how they both are. Certainly when you compare that to differences in VRAM as well, because some of the games when you max out say the ray tracing and that, you're going over the recommended VRAM. So we'll see what effect that does. So I've got about 5 or 6 games loaded up on each, and we'll take a quick look at it. Before we jump into that, let's have a look at the pricing we've got here. Now, I couldn't see what the price of the 3070 one was on their website at the moment, but they're looking at about $1,410 or so for the 3060 model with the Ryzen 7. So I'll have to look and see what, because we've got the Intel model with the 3060 here for $1,200. So that's a pretty good deal. So I suspect the AMD one should really be close to this type of level, and I think for that, like $1,200, it should be a pretty good deal. All right, so let's see if we've got any questions first. So Chris says the 3070 laptops have been disappointing this gen. Not really worth it. I must admit, I happen to agree with you. I think the 3060s is the way to go. In fact, we'll have a look in here before we jump into any gaming, what the power limit is on this. I've just done all the updates. And of course, there's no muck switch on this at all. The Intel one I tested, it had a muck switch, so unfortunately this doesn't. So the maximum graphics power is 100 watts. So I suspect it's going to fall below what the Intel model did, because I was tested out with with the dedicated GPU only. So max 100 watts. All right, so let's fire up. We'll do a 3D Mark quick test. And we can chat while that's going on. Hey Arthur, how you doing? I had a problem with my Legion 5 Pro, by the way. I did. Let me just get this camera lined up right there. Yeah, my trackpad stopped working. Crazy. Yeah, it's the first time I've ever had a touchpad to fail me ever, And but to be fair, their Legion support was very good, although I rang them up and switch up to the main camera while that's loading up. I rang them up and went through all the troubleshooting and all this type of stuff, and they did. I mean, did a good job. Just get a support ticket and all this lot. And then as I was going away on holiday, when I come back, let's don't send anybody out until I get back. And they actually closed it out, which was quite annoying. So I had to redo it all again, but they came pretty quickly, and the guy did it dead fast. So I was really happy about that. So we do have Time Spy here running up first. I've got I do have MSI Afterburner running, so hopefully it'll show all the temperatures and everything. In fact, the performance mode we're in is performance with auto fans. That'll give you an idea. Of course, we can crank up the fan to max if you want to. Hey, Angel. When will Intel's 11th generation come out? Well, they're out. I'm going to buy the Triton 500 SE. That's that's over at Best Buy. So that's like $1,800 for the 3060 model, which I think is expensive. It's got advanced Optimus, and of course it's 16:10 aspect ratio. And of course you've got the M16 that's out as well already. That's got some good reviews. Now I do have an Acer Nitro 5 with the 3070 that arrived today, so I will be testing that out as well. I did buy the Asus Advanced G15 Advanced Edition, but I can't afford to keep it after buying the Legion 5 Pro, so I'm probably going to send that back, because Asus did say they had one for me to send to me, so I'll do that. I tell you what, the fan seems quite quiet. Yeah, I can't hear the fan. In fact, I should get me noise meter. But yeah, the fan, that auto fan seems good. So we've got temperature here, 66 degrees under 30, 17. I've noticed here you've got the iGPU there listed, so you can see what the percentage usage that is working there. 76 degrees under 5800H with only, obviously 14 watts. Yeah, the trackpad stopped working. It sucked. I mean, it was skipping all over the place, and then, they had me do all... I mean, I thought it was a software conflict, so I reinstalled Windows, did a fresh install, and it's still the same, and then they had me go through all the... They said, have you deactivated? I said, no, I haven't freaking deactivated. And, yeah, I mean, I was going to sell it to a buddy, and then I couldn't with the trackpad being that way, so I ended up getting the tech in, and it fixed it dead quickly. So I was just going to put on some music. But, still one of my favourite laptops. That being said, with the touchpad, I've never seen that happen before, so I'm sure it's a one-off. So many people have had the same problem with the Legion 5 Pro, have they, on the touchpad? On Reddit, have to check that out. If you happen to have a link to that, that would really help. Perhaps put it in the comments. I know a friend of mine. He's had an issue with the fans, but he's very particular, very sensitive to fan noise. So he had a bit of a coil whine, but they fixed that as well. I must admit, in performance mode auto fan, it seems very, very good, doesn't it? While loading this up, I'll get some comparisons. I'm glad I had people in. Thanks for everybody showing up. I can hear the fans now. Yeah, the fans are kicking in now. Yeah, so Arta coil whine is a real issue on the 5 Pro. Do you have the same issue on yours? In fact, my microphone's picking up the fan noise here. Now, I did like the Legion 7. I'm not sure if you saw my video testing that out compared to the Legion 5. Alright, so we've got 9,000 on the graphics score. 9,011. So let's put that in the scores. Alright, so we've got that in there. We'll see how that compares to the other ones here. Alright, so 9,011. It's so there's the Omen 15 with the Intel one. It's pretty close. But I don't think TimeSpy really shows a difference between the dedicated GPU and Optimus as much, because you saw the GPU that was 100 watts all the way, wasn't it? Alright, so let's we could do fire strike quickly as well while we're here. It's fairly quick. All right, so let's see what other questions we've got. ASUS tough to recommend. Well, certainly I don't recommend the Dash F15. But certainly I need to review some of the new the other ones, aren't I? Really, the last ones were last year, so I definitely need to review some more of the other ones. The GP66 has a much higher wattage 3060 than this Omen. Yeah, I think the Legions are still the way to go. I mean, what 130 watt 3060? So, and you got the Mux switch. The 3070 Legion 7, I understand, is about $1,900 with a 3080. And what's that? Is that like 165 watt 3080? So I think that's a good deal. That's on their website. So how about scalpers? I mean, there's a lot of people still scalping the prices of things, which is most annoying. So when will I do the 11th gen versus Ryzen 7 for gaming? Well, when I get my hand on that Triton 500 SE, I think that's going to be my first 11th gen. So I do need to buy. Well, I want to buy it, but I want to buy the 3080 one if I can. It depends how much it is. I mean, it's like $1,800 3060. So I don't want to pay any more than say $2,000 because I'll have to sell my GE66 to afford it. So that's going to be released this month, isn't it? They've got the 3070 and the 3080 and the 3060 go. It's all going to be available at Best Buy, and I can take advantage of 12 months credit there as well. I agree. $999 in UK for 5800H and 3060, and the 3070 variant is $1299 with G-Sync. Yeah, I think G-Sync's great. In fact, there's one laptop I am going to be selling, and I'll post it on my community tab. This is my old trusted 2080 Max-Q Omen 15T with an i9. I'll do a video on it first. I've repasted it, and I'll do a video showing how it compares to everything else. And I think you'll be surprised it still holds its own very nicely. And I also will be doing I still got a GTX 1060 laptop, so I will be testing that out using the new AMD DLSS version, so see if that improves performance on that. So a few things to work on. Personally, though, I wonder the Legion can sustain that 130 watts. So yeah, it doesn't really, unless it's on a game like Cyberpunk 2077 or anything that's really stressing the GPU. It's picking up the fan now, isn't it? Quite loud. Right, there you go. So does the Legion throttle? Not I noticed. I mean, this Legion 7 was louder. The fans did go faster than the Legion 5 Pro. That did help keep it cooler. Just by a couple of degrees, if I remember. It wasn't by a huge margin. But the fans are very, very quiet, and Arthur will probably testify to that on the Legion 5 Pro. They're very quiet. So we've got a graphics score of 22496. Oops. Change camera feed. There you go. Yeah, so that's about 2,000 points behind the competing Intel version. So it's still not too bad. And if you compare it to other laptops. For instance, the G50's up here with its 3070. Again, that was maxing out 100 watts. Turbo mode, slightly higher. And slightly higher performance there, and Fire Strike as well. Alright, so anyway, let's just test on some games, shall we? Let's load up Cyberpunk. We'll test this with, I want to max out the VRAM if I can, so we'll do pretty much a max settings here. I still think that, I think for $1,200, if that's what the Ryzen 5 model is, I think that's going to be a good deal. I'll get the definitive prices and put them in the description. So yeah, longer running benchmarks. I've been gaming on it for about an hour. Well, certainly when I do my gameplay tests, I'm actually playing the game, particularly things like Battlefield 5. Games with an inbuilt benchmark, I'll just do the benchmark unless I'm doing a review, and then I'll show the gameplay as well. But Battlefield 5, I'm playing the whole missions, with the multiplayer map. So it's spacebar. Of course, something like this live stream, I don't want to spend all day just playing one game, I guess. So we'll have a quick look at the settings. So ray tracing ultra. DLSS balance. Now this 3070 model does have a default resolution of 2560 by 1440, so it's a QHD panel, so I've changed it to 1080p here, so we can switch it after this just to see how it gets on. Does it show the amount of VRAM here? Doesn't, does it? Alright. Peg it quick. Ah. Ah, you bugger. Well, I survived. Alright, so what were the temperatures like? 64 degrees under 30, 70, 87 under 5800H. Now this is the auto fan. Now you can hear the fans. Of course you can hear my dog barking. That's not in the game. Alright. It's a stupid dog. Right, let's switch it to... let's have a look at the watts first. Before we do that. So yeah, that's 100 watts. This game will pull 100 watts. 33 watts on the CPU. Let's change it to balance mode. See what difference that makes. You can hear the fans dropping there. Quite nicely. In fact, you can't hear the fans now at all. There's a baddie there. Shoot him. But yeah, the CPU now going up in the low 90s. But still, you know, to be fair, that's not too bad. I mean, it's fairly warm down here. It's probably around about 74 degrees in my studio at the moment. Now, of course, we probably still have the ability to crank up the fans a little bit if we want to switch to the manual. Put it up to sort of 3/4. So 3/4 fan there seems to bring it into check, doesn't it? Keep it below that 90. Well, I always like to try and keep it below 90. Frame rate 61. Alright, so whilst we're standing here, let's see what difference frame rate we get switching to performance 60. So we get like a 10% improvement, don't we, by the looks of it, switching to performance mode. That extra watts. Alright, so we'll do a benchmark. Let me do that. Let's start. You should just run around in a circle. Let's see how it gets on. I mean, it seems to be doing pretty good, like. I'll do a couple of laps. Look at some reflections. There's no cars. Normally I get run over down this road. You know, I never look left and right. Just run across like a headless chicken and usually get run over. Alright, so let's see what frame rate we got there. Here, so we'll make a note of this as well. So we got an average of 61. Seemed to look about right, didn't it? Make a note on my notepad. Right. This is Cyberpunk. You got 61 and 1% lower is 39. Alright, we'll come back to that one later when we do the the 3060 model. Alright, so I'll put that into the scores on the doors. Right, there you go. Let's see what questions we got there. So what do you think of that? That didn't look too bad, did it? I think it, you know, balance mode it got a bit warm, but it's getting warm in here in my studio. And but cranking the fans up to 3/4 speed, they it kept it below the 90, which was pretty nice, and it was fairly quiet even at that. So that was good. Performance, I certainly could hear the fans there. You do gain an extra 10% by the looks of it in that game. Probably less in some other games like Far Cry and perhaps even Shadow of the Tomb Raider. In fact, let's fire up Shadow of the Tomb Raider. We'll just do the benchmark run. God, I'm thirsty. I fancy a beer. And you'll have to drink on YouTube. I think there's a channel where people just get drunk. So what's a fan noise like up close and personal? Well, I'll tell you what, I'll get me fan... Well, this is loading up here. I'll get me fan meter, you know, the noise meter. I'll go and get that now. Actually, I don't need those on anymore. I do. Yeah. Right, I'm back. So it's 54 decibels there, but of course it's not even playing the game. So let's look at the settings first. Switch it to the highest. Of course, we're still, I set it at 1080p. Before we do that, let's just check the fan speeds, because we've got it at 3/4, haven't we? So let's put it on auto. Alright, we'll let it run for a bit and we'll see what the fans get up to there. So you got the Ryzen 7 5800H and the RTX 3060. You like it? I mean, I like it. I mean, I've been playing around with it for a while. I've actually had it for quite a while. I just haven't had a chance to do the review. The 3070 just arrived, and I wanted to compare the two, really. Alright, so let's have a quick look at the fans. Of course, I've got the speakers going. Let's turn that off. So it's 55 there on auto fan. And we'll do a max fan in a bit. So 55. Got some performance mode, or balance mode is going to be different, isn't it? Yeah, I couldn't hear it in balance mode before. Well, I definitely can't hear. Yeah, the QHD, I do like QHD, and I'm in love now with the 16 to 10 16-inch panels. I mean, I think I mentioned that before. There's no going back for me now, really, I wouldn't say. Makes such a big difference in my editing, and it just, even in gaming wise, it just seems a bit more, slightly more immersive. It's a good stopgap between the 17-inch and the 15-inch. Yes, this 3070 here is QHD. I changed it to 1080p just to make it like for like with the 3060 one, but it I can switch say this benchmark here to QHD after this one, and you can see what difference is. So the Ryzen 5800 seems to run at 90 degrees C pretty often. Well, this is performance mode and auto fan. I think, once you jack up the fan noise even more, I mean, it could well be approaching, 55 decibels is quite loud, wasn't it, really? Max fan may be closer to 60, which is like the realms of like craziness. Yeah, it is quite, it's pretty powerful. Still 38 watts. I mean, you'd like to see something a bit less than this if Dynamic Boost 2.0 is doing its business properly, I guess. You want to see it if it, say, 25 watts and get the 100 watt on the GPU. But it's still good, though. We're getting the 16% on the iGPU. So let's see what score we got here. You get 99. You see, from memory, I mean, that's okay. It's okay, but I'm sure my 2080 Max Q gets 95. You know what I mean? It's not that much different. All right, let's switch the resolution just so you can see that. And this time we'll jack it up to fans to the max and see what difference it is on the temperatures and the noise there. Alright. So it's 99. But yeah. That's... I mean, it's okay, but I don't think it's a huge leap in performance really compared to the previous gen. Apart from the 3060 to the, say, perhaps the 2060. You know, on the budget end, I guess. I mean, I really would like to test that Legion 7 with 165 watt 3080. I did have a cleaver with that, but God, what a nightmare that was. That was an Evoc, and it wouldn't even freaking power on, or would do for like 10 seconds then turn off. Right, so, fan noise. Well, I conclude there then that, you know, performance mode, max fan is the same as just cranking up the max to this max anyhow. So it's the same minute, 55 decibels is pretty much there. So we're not going to get any cooler temperatures unless we lower the power. So switching it to balance mode would do that. And I think that's quite a good... It's a shame we can't get the 900 watts on the balance mode, isn't it? Because that would be perfect. Yeah, you know. It'd be perfect to see that, and we can have a look at this, see what difference it gets in balance mode on this, just so you can have a look in a standalone benchmark. So would I upgrade from a 1660 Ti laptop to a 3060? I would. I mean, you get the ray tracing at the 3060s. I mean, I wouldn't go for like a 65 watt 3060 or even perhaps an 80 to 95 watt one. Be a bit on the fence there, particularly if it's just got Optimus. But if you have a mug switch, then that would make sense. So if not, go for a bit more like 105 watt one that I had like in the G5, the Gigabyte G5. That performed very well, just below my 2070 Super, I would say. You know, and I think they're priced fairly reasonably. You know. So what's this? Seeing some cooling, good cool laptops, but then you check UK stores and nothing's released. You know, there's still a shortage of supply. I mean, I sell metal day to day. That's my full-time job, and I was talking to a supplier who buys stainless steel from Taiwan. He says there's no containers coming out of Taiwan. In fact, the mills he buys all his steel from have stopped manufacturing because it was just piling up. They couldn't ship it out. So I suspect we're going to be seeing the same thing even on these computer parts. It's just going to get less and less, isn't it? China aren't shipping goods to Taiwan because of the politics of it all. So there's no containers to come back out. Alright, so what did we get? This is QHD. We're like 60, 79. So still very capable, you know, max settings there at QHD. I mean, even my 3060 in the Legion 5 Pro handled its QHD very nicely. So just one last test on this game. We'll just do a comparison on balanced. We'll do 3/4 fan so you can hear the noise on that. Switch this back to 1080p. Right. Balanced. We saw a 10% performance hit in Cyberpunk generally, didn't we? Well, just a quick screenshot. So we'll see what we get here in an official benchmark. Already the fans are nice and quiet. There's 3 decibels lower, but you got to bear in mind I actually do have 2 of the laptops going. I've got the one handling the stream and my G66 there, so that's not too bad. And of course that's 3/4 fan, wasn't it? So, and the temperatures, let's have a look. You know, low 80s, that's fine, isn't it? But we are taking about 95 watts on performance mode, so we're peaking out here about 80, so about 15 watts less. So we've got 99 FPS last time in performance mode. Let's see how close we get to that. But it is, you know, if my 2080 Max U gets 95, and this gets, you know, in balance mode about the same, or even less, then it makes you wonder, doesn't it? You know, is it? You can buy a good second-hand laptop. You can buy mine out. I'm thinking perhaps $1,100. The battery's not very good on it. It lasts like 2 hours, but it has been repasted. Alright, so what's everybody's favourite laptop so far this year? Hey, I mean, I did like the Legion 7, I think, you know, because I do like a bit of the extra the bling, and then it looks nice. The battery life was a bit poor, but of course I should have uninstalled the IQ software. That'll help it. I'm actually, you know, I mentioned the 20 Triton 500 SE. I'm on the fence between that and the Legion 7i, I guess it's called, isn't it, with the 11th gen? Because for me, my editing, it uses QuickSync to accelerate it, and that helps a lot. But I do like having an SD card reader, which does sway me towards the Acer laptop. Now, Acer did say they were going to send me one, but they've actually sent it to somebody else. Boo-hoo. Alright, so what we got here compared to 99, 95, they're totally freaking heck. You know these things. So that's the same as my 2080 Mac Q. Alright, so that's that game. Let's put that in the scores on the doors. Alright, so we'll close that game down. I'll try another one. Now, there's a telephone number at the bottom there, that 856 number. That's should take you to my phone-in desk if you want to chat, and you'll be on the stream chatting to everybody. Alright, so what game should we do now? We've got let's do a multiplayer game if you want here. Let's try Battlefield 5. Turn on the sound here so I actually can hear myself getting killed. Okay. We'll see what type of watts it pulls on this. Now what mode we're in. Let's get it on balance mode, but slap it in performance. Auto fan. Right. Settings on this. Let's see. Oh, sneak it in there, didn't it? Eh? So it's 165 hertz screen. Whilst the 3061's 144 hertz. Alright. Check all the rest of the crap. V-Sync's off. That's on. Ultra settings. The fan's kicking in. Alright. Try and get a bit closer to the laptop. Hey, hi. How you doing? We just tested Shadow of the Tomb Raider performance. Got 99 FPS at 1080p. This is a QHD panel, and it got 79 there. We're doing Battlefield 5. We did the Time Spy score and everything before. This is ultra settings, DX11. Start me benchmark run. So 93. Oh, so it's jumping up and down a bit, look. So looking at the watts, jumping from 77 to... See, this game... I mean, it tests it pretty well thermally. You know, it's going to get... This one's going to get pretty hot, probably. Oh, shit. Sorry. Ah, fuck, I'm going to be stuck now. Swim around. I thought there was a ladder there. No, the other side then. Okay. Frame rate looks good though. Bloody hell. How did he see me there? Switch to the gameplay view even. What do you mean by gameplay view? Everybody's dying. Come on, we can heal. Can't see my keyboard. Need to go around the back of these guys. As you notice, I'm crap. No, this is not ray tracing. This is just DX11, and it's performance mode. So it's oh, I'm showing them Sorry guys, I wasn't showing the actual game. Oh my god, so many camera views. Let's do that again then. Sorry chaps. So you didn't see how often I died there and how crap I really was. It's always good. Oh, there you go. Fuck. No, let's do a sniper then. God, I keep hitting him, but not in the fucking head. Oh, yes, swine. Yeah, it's rough on hardware. Sorry before I got so many cameras going at I lost track which one was you could see, I could see, but you couldn't. Oh, come on, resume. It's not resuming, guys. What have I done wrong? Oh, yeah, I got tilde key pressed. Try and flank them back around the side. Didn't do too well there, as usual. Okay, so let's have a look at the frame rates on that. That's performance mode. So we've got quite a few there. Maybe these two seem to be most accurate, doesn't it, really, I'd say. Mind that's only 1300 frames. So that's... get my calculator out. So we've got like a 97. So we've got like 102, 97, and 113. So it's 104. 5 performance 3070 104. So that was not too bad. I wouldn't say it was great though. Like me 2070 Super would get like 120 in that game. Yes, I can confirm it's not the hardware holding me back. It's the fact I got all these cameras in front of me. Plus, I'm shit. You know what? I don't care if I die a lot. it's taking part that counts. I did better as a sniper there, but I need to hit the head, don't I? I mean, I shot them a lot, but no kills. Plus, also, I find it hard on these smaller screens. I need a 50-inch screen. I do. I need everybody else to play on like 14-inch laptops and me on a 50-inch screen. That's what I need. Alright, so that's Battlefield 5. Let's jump in. If you want, we'll do Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone. It's another multiplayer game. I won't take this one to the end. It lasts forever, doesn't it? It's a Warzone. Performance. Alright, so while that's loading up, let's put the scores in. Okay, you see all the scores. So they've increased the TDP of the laptop, Acer. Let's see. I'm sure I asked them what the. I think the 3060 I thought was 105, and isn't the 3070 about the same? And the 3080, I don't know. I thought it was even less, wasn't it? Wasn't it like 95? That's what I'm sure it told me. Oh. Did all this update? Won't take long. It's got to do a stupid update. Well, I hope they do. I mean, that'd be great. If I can get the Triton 500 SE, the 3060, if they increase that to 130 watts, I'd be more than happy. Or even the 3070, if it was a bit more than this 100 watts, that'd be great, but I doubt it. Oh yeah, the mini LED screen. That I'm not sure when that's coming out though. It's not coming out July. That's the one I really wanted. They're going to save that to the last, aren't they? You know, they get everybody to buy the other ones first, and then hit you with the mini LED for the same price. You go, fuck! I should have bought that. Should have saved. I should have waited. Alright. I'm still doing the update. Oh, that's a co-op. We'll let this play. So look at the settings first. I should have this on. See, this shows that the VRAM is nice at least. So yeah, the resolution. Why does it do that? Yeah, 1080p. So I've got it pretty much maxed out. Should have ray tracing on as well. So ray tracing enabled, and I haven't got DLSS off. So we're using about 5,500 megabytes. You know, for the 8. So I guess gets close then with the 6 gigabyte 3060. So we'll see how that gets on. Alright, so let's jump into the action. Play. Just do solos because of course I suck and I don't want to let my teammate down. And it's, so you can see that again. Don't want to make the same mistake again. Alright. Actually, you know, I should have a target on my head. I'm sure I do. Hit this guy just there. Yeah, I'm sure I haven't read any reviews for a while, so there's not many reviews out for this 3071. I wish it was like the Intel one and it had a mux. I do. So just so you guys know, I can only see half the laptop screen because my other camera's in front of it. Just want to get that out there in case you think I really do suck.
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
What's he doing? Just stand there? Oh, it's a stupid gun, isn't it? Hey, see? It's 2 I've killed. When I'm not looking, I can kill people. All right, we're ready. Let's go. In fact, let's get some music going for this. Get me all pumped up. Oh, it's it crashed. What's gone on, man? Jeez, the game's crashed. Oh, God. I was doing all right there, wasn't I? Gotta go through it all again. I'm switching to freaking Xbox. Let's try it again. Sorry about that. It didn't like me getting hyped up with the music, did it? Hey? In fact, what we should do, if I kill anybody, right, we're going to do some claps like that. Nope, I don't want to run in safe mode. So if I die, it's a sound. If I hit somebody, awesome! You're doing awesome. So I don't know what's going on there. Oh. No one burped. Yeah, I don't know what went on there. Alright, come on. Come on, connecting to online services. Alright, now go back. Let's play. Solos. Let's try it again. This is performance mode auto fan, if I remember right. Crappy graphics card. That was a driver, wasn't it? I think the NVIDIA driver screwed me over there. However, that it can't handle ray tracing. But no, I think it's just a driver. Well, I won't spawn. I won't land where everybody is because that's a bit pointless. Because then you won't see anything. Because will probably die. But you know, but I won't land in the middle of freaking nowhere. Like if I'm doing a benchmark run, I want to do it as long as possible. So I spawn on where there's nobody about and run around for like 30 minutes. Oh, my videos pop up there. Do they rep? HP Omen Intel 3070 Best Buy. That's good. I'm glad they do. You know, it takes so much work. Then it's hard to keep it between you and me. It takes, you know, it's hard to keep your enthusiasm going. To be honest, it does. You know, I'm glad I went away on holiday. I didn't do anything. I was gonna, you know, do some scripts, but I couldn't be asked. Just thought, fuck it. I'm on holiday. So yeah, I'm looking forward to testing these two out. The Acer Nitro 5. I've got some ThinkPads. I'm just going to send them back, and you know, I'll get the Triton 500 SE. And if Asus does send me the the G15 Advanced, I'll do it. But I'm going to send the one I bought back. Like,
Grab some target practice while you can.
oh, here we go again. Let's go into this. Oh, but something's going on here. Look, it's crashed again. This is not good. I think we're going to have to not do this game anymore. NVIDIA controller, look at that error. Jeez, well that one's a dead duck, innit? What a freaking, that's annoying. Alright. So we can do Overwatch and... Sorry, that did not work. Crashed, write that down, crashed. That was really annoying, isn't it? Not trying for a third time. Doesn't make any sense. Settings in Overwatch. Epic. 100% scaling. 1080p. Yeah, that was really annoying, wasn't it? It's really annoying. It's an NVIDIA driver issue. Be interesting to see if that happens on the 3060, and we'll do that one first. But yeah, that was frustrating. It wasn't as if I was like maxing out the VRAM or anything, was it? So, hey Victor, so you're thinking of getting the GTX 1650? Still fine. You get that for a good deal, I guess. Eh? My daughter's got that one in the Nitro 5. Which isn't game like, but she just writes notes and things on it. But my other daughter has got 1650 in her Nitro 5 17-inch. Of course, she only just plays like Roblox, but they're both good laptops. I've had them for quite a while now. See, I'm hungry. I don't know what it is. Every time I play these games, I get hungry. It stutters in the games. I did a test. My neighbour, I did yes, it was a good, interesting video. I think we had a 1650, a 1660 Ti, a 2060, a 2070 Super, and a 2080. And I challenged him to see if he could tell me which laptop was which. He couldn't see the laptop playing. He was playing on a monitor. And he pretty much got it right, though. And I ended up giving him the 1650 laptop. Alright, benchmark this. Right, have I got any teammates? It's advance. Ah, try to sneak up there. I shot in the arse. Not allowed. Yeah, 101 watts. Sorry, I'm not looking at the power, but yeah, that's not too bad. I noticed that, I mean, the new GPUs do really like... God, I mean, shield lasts like microsecond there, doesn't it? Needed some help, guys. We've got a minute. Blast. It's hard to get past it. We need somebody with a turret. Temps seem okay though. Oh. God, look, he killed us all, bastard. We're dead. Ownage. So that did all right, didn't it? It didn't crash there. And I think the thermal seemed all right. It was boosting nicely. So let's have a look. Overwatch. 3070. Get my calculator out and have a demo out. 211. 185. 178. So 194. It's not too bad, but because I'm comparing it to other games. When I do the 3060, I just did replay feature, so. But still, you can't complain of that, can you, to be fair? And I think that's probably about it. Let's put in the 3060 laptop then. It's getting very warm in here now, let me tell you. Do the 3060. I use the same power supply. It's a 200 watt power supply, so that's pretty nice. It's the same power supply as my 15D. So I've actually been using that most of the time. Slots in at the back. You know, laptops boot up quick now, don't they? Eh? Remember the days when it would suck. So is anybody going to jump on Windows 11? Info. Afterburner. You notice I've got Legion wallpaper there. You'd be impressed with that. Should have changed it, didn't I? Let's change it now. Legion. Let's give it a... Okay. Because I was bound to get comments about that, won't I? Hey, Spoffo, so what do you mean? Why don't you post like before? What do you mean? So, right, so the first game I said we'll do, let's just check on the power modes. We'll switch it to performance again like before. We'll try, I gotta do an update here. Post 4. Not a new update then. Screw that. Screw out the update. So performance mode, auto fan. It's good enough for me. Warzone. See if it works. Windows 11 is dead on arrival. I'm not going to, try it before unless it's officially released. I don't know what fixes it's supposed to bring to the table or improvements. I'm not active on the channel like I was three months ago. Well, I mean, I've been on vacation. I was away for a week. Come back for work. Also, I came back from UK when my mother died, and I realised it's more important for me to spend more time with my family than to spend all my time in the basement making videos. It's very straightforward. So, I'm going to continue making videos, but I'm not going to no longer busting my balls to working midnight or working me weekends. I mean, all my weekends just doesn't make any sense. Certainly not for the amount of money that YouTube pays. I mean, doesn't make any sense at all. I can do cryptocurrency mining and make more money than YouTube does. Just buying a basic ASIC miner can make a lot more than what YouTube brings to the table and do no work at all. So that's it. I'm still gonna be putting videos out. It might be more like once a week. I don't know if I can do 2 a week, I will do, but I'm not gonna kill myself and not see my kids doing so. All right. Now I like doing like these live streams because I can talk to you guys. I mean, that's the biggest thing I like, and I don't have to do any editing. But writing a script takes a day. Doing my charts takes a day. Doing the testing and everything, that probably takes like 2 or 3 days. All in all, you're probably spending 35 hours, and on a video which, like the Helios 300 3080, maybe got 6,000 views. That's made $12. $12 for like 38 hours work. Screw that. Yeah, I'm doing the update now. Mining, yeah. Well, I bought some ASIC miners. I haven't installed them yet. Some Kadena box miners. They're supposed to generate like $5 a day for those. It's $20 a day, $600 a month. That's more than what my current YouTube brings in, And I don't have to do any work. I just plug it in and let it chug away. Hello, Matteo. Thank you. I can hear the fan. Yeah, but it gets pretty loud. I mean, this microphone is pretty sensitive, so I can turn the microphone off, but then you won't hear me. I move the microphone away from the computer a bit. Now it's doing an update. Ah, it's annoying. I did all these updates before. Now what model is this? This is the 3060 one. Yeah, that's it. It's a 15Z EN100. Alright, so it's nearly at 100%. Yeah, I don't know why it's picking up the fan so much. It's performance mode. I can, if you like, if it's too troublesome, I can always just switch it to. Right, let's play. I can always switch it to balance mode. The fan's not as loud. Okay, play. Oh, I want to look at the settings. Settings first. Let's do that. Graphics. So here, look. Red zone. So 5,500 megabytes. It doesn't recommend it. So I've got it. Should be the same settings as I had the last one at. Trying to get that to 100 is fucking hard. Right, there you go. So no DLSS. We've got ray tracing on again. Apply. Gives you the warning about the VRAM. Screw that. Let's go forward with it. No, it does seem to struggle though. Look, it's like 14 FPS. You know, we'll have to probably lower the settings. I think on this baby. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Have a good weekend. Yeah, how much is the Ryzen 7071? I don't know. It's not on their website. I can't see it. I'll find out though, and I'll post that in the description. And certainly I'll have it for like the review. I suspect it must be around about $1,600 to $1,800. I think. Yeah, that's the typical price for these things now. But one would hope that the prices would come down because of the G15 Advanced Edition. I mean, what's that, $1,650 for close to like a 3080 type of performance? I mean, that's fantastic, isn't it?
Get yourself sorted. We'll be deployed shortly.
Oh yeah, look, 20 FPS. I'm probably going to have to just duck and cover behind a wall or something here, and switch the settings. That's not going to be playable. Oops. So let's I got killed.
Off you go.
So I think and this is 100% resolution scaling, isn't it? So I didn't like that. We're gonna have to switch things down out here.
Warm-up's done. Time to kick this off.
Yeah, I've just reduced that. Let's put ray tracing back on again. So we're at the borderline there. Doesn't seem right, does it? Something else is going on, I think.
Battle Royale. Avoid the gas. Get to the safe zone.
Let's go drop zone. Get ready.
You know what? I'm going to start the game again because the 15 and I'm below there, the VRAM stuff. So folks, that wasn't so good, was it? Unless there's an issue with this game. I remember we have an issue with the 3070 with crash. Let's try it one more time. So that was bizarre. It could just be, you know, an update clash with a driver or something, and I don't know. I mean, I've never encountered that before. The computer wasn't asleep, so I just did a, you know, just did a fresh restart. It's not good. Right. It's okay in the title screen, look, 48. Double check graphics. Plenty of VRAM there, okay, so there should be no excuse. Should be no excuse. You know, I got something wrong with this game, isn't there? It's on both laptops. Let's see what it's like when I'm in the plane, but it's not looking too good. Any ideas? Think I just need a restart on the computer? You can try it if you want. Alright, let's try restarting. Jeez. Maybe not. Well, it may be. There's something going on there, and I don't know what it is. If it's still crap here, then that's it. We just think it's something to do with the game, isn't it? Because the 3071 would just crash, and every other game was perfectly fine, as you saw. So could be just a game issue. You don't think it's afterburner there or something having an effect there? Shouldn't do, should it? Got HW info linked with the Reaver tuner into it just to show some of the metrics there, because the afterburner didn't pick everything up on this one, although it did on the 3070. I mean, it was like we were in like battery mode, wasn't it? Or, you know, I don't want to do the update. Performance mode. Okay. Let's load up. Last time. Let's see if this works. I think it's some. I agree, wee man. It's a driver issue. It certainly seemed that way before, didn't it? Alright, fingers crossed. It looks better. It's, 60 is better here in the screen, so before it was what, 14, so fingers crossed here, guys. I think we could be in the look. Yeah, well, mining entirely? No. I mean, what I'm planning to do, right? This is what we plan is, right? I work full time, so I can't dedicate all my time to do YouTube videos, particularly when it doesn't pay. So I mean, Jared took the plunge when he had 85,000 subscribers, but the cost of living where he is must be a lot cheaper than I am. I mean, my property tax is $11,000. It must be a lot cheaper in Australia or something. There's no way I could sustain on. My channel brings like $580 a month. Right? That's not even going to pay anything for me. So I've got to work full time. So my plan is, I've bought quite a lot of ASIC miners to set up and mine. And the idea is that if I can generate enough income there, then I can perhaps even quit my job and do YouTube full time. That'd be an ideal situation. There we go. This looks better, doesn't it? Look. Let's cut out the music. Now, I haven't just got the ASIC miners. I bought helium miners. Now, I mentioned before on a community post about it. I can't see anybody here. Just follow me, mate. Yeah, what gun's this? It's a tin of baked beans. So that's my plan. Otherwise, the amount of time I can allocate to YouTube is on the weekends and the evenings, and I do things on the evenings. I play golf on Wednesdays. I want to spend some time with the kids. I take them to various activities. Yeah, that was caught on camera. I shot somebody, right? So there's proof. I don't 100% suck. Alright. So since this is working, we can increase settings again later, once I've landed. And get above the 5,000, say the 5,500 megabytes of RAM. That's F. These sort of games. Doesn't do a benchmark now. So it's doing pretty well. So 98 watts. Temperatures. You can see there. Is that right? 95 degrees. My God, man, that's hot, isn't it? I think we're going to have to jack up the fans. Oh, well, it's probably the same fan speed, isn't it? It's not going to make any difference, I bet you. So yeah, it's running a bit toasty on here, even at 29 watts.
You've designated yourself as a most wanted target. Stay frosty.
I think it's some armor. Have I got the armor? Yeah.
Enemy soldier incoming. Enemy launched an advanced UAV. We're exposed.
Alright, so we're going to switch to balance mode now. See if we can get these temperatures down.
Thundercats here. Gas is moving. Moving. Enemy soldier incoming.
Now the fans, yeah, definitely a lot better. So he knew I was there, didn't he? Sneak. So the fans are much better now. And you know what, the frame rate looks about the same to me. Let's start it. Alt start.
Moving. Enemy soldier incoming.
I can hear somebody. Problem with me is I get impatient.
You survived. Good job. Enemy UAV overhead.
Maybe on the roof. Right, well, I don't want to spend ages on this game, but you can see that switching to balance mode... Ah, fuck, there you go. Alright, so yeah, switching to balance mode was a lot better. In terms of the fan noise, the temperatures. So we'll have a look at the difference in benchmark there then. So the first one here was in 99. It was, that's in performance mode, balance mode 94. Make a note of that. So performance was, yeah, 90, 100 versus 94 unbalanced. So that's not too bad, is it really? I mean, I'd rather have that, the cooler temperatures and the quieter fan, without a doubt. Alright, so let's put on a game which compare it to... Let's do Overwatch. We'll use a replay feature. Back to performance mode though. To make it comparable. Let's have a look at the questions we got. So what's my favourite brew? Well, you know, I don't really drink so much now. I used to drink a lot, but my favourite beer was Ruddles County. I was a real ale guy. So that's my favourite. I like red wine. So I do drink quite a bit of that, but I don't drink so much beer anymore, unfortunately. So when you do see me drinking on YouTube, it's usually a non-alcoholic beer. Options. Yeah, I had issues where I just couldn't sleep, you know. When I first moved to the US, I was getting like 3 hours a night sleep. I ended up drinking to get to sleep, you know, and it got progressively worse and worse. So I ended up, I was drinking bottles of fucking vodka to get to sleep. Shit. It's a downward spiral from there on, so I quit. New plays. There we are. I don't think we need to do the whole map, but... So this should give us a like for like under 3071. What we averaged here 200 to 190, 194 we averaged there. So we'll see what we get here. Yeah, have a good weekend. Thanks for stopping by, mate. No, V-Sync's not on yet. That's right, it's 144 F. Hold on, let's have a look. Shouldn't be. Might be, mightn't it? Let's just have a look. Let's stop that then. Yeah, V-Sync is on. Yeah, sneak. Right. All right, well spotted. I do think that the model I'd probably get, the 3060 is pretty decent, isn't it? I mean, although, you know, my G66 is a 2070 Super and that performs probably a bit better than this one, so... But I don't game as much as I used to. You know, YouTube videos do take up a lot of the time, as I mentioned before. Just general life takes up plenty of time. So, and the gaming I tend to do is just when I do me testing. Okay. It seems to be doing okay here. So the temperature's about 87 degrees. That's the watts there of the CPU, so 28 watts. And it's boosting up to the 100 watt mark again. So be interesting to see how it compares to the 3070 here then, eh? It's good watching the replay because you can actually see where everybody else was. You know, whereas in real life, you're too really focused on what you're trying to shoot. And it's great fun because you can then, of course, choose any of the characters to see how, you know, how do they see you or that type of thing. There's only about a minute left in there. It does look pretty similar, doesn't it? So what were 194 before? I think it's going to be a bit less, but it's not going to be hugely different. I'd expect, what, you think 15% difference? One would think, wouldn't you? So something like 20 odd less, perhaps 170 is my guess. Of course, you know, this is a 144 hertz panel. I mean, it's probably perfectly fine for that, you know, the refresh rate. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Alright, so let's see what it worked out to be. So yeah, that average 173. Was about right there, wasn't I? Yeah. 173. So that's about 11% difference. That's not too bad, is it? If this is only about $1,200 laptop. Let's put the scores in on that one. So 3070 got 194. 3060. 173. So that's pretty. I was pretty impressed with that. Only 11% difference. Let's try Cyberpunk then. This is going to show any bigger difference. This would be the game, wouldn't it? With all the ray tracing, everything maxed out on it. We got 61 last time running around that circle, so we'll try to do that again. I know, how long have I been doing this now? It's a problem when you're doing two laptops, it's twice as long, so I didn't want to do too many games, so perhaps I'll skip Battlefield 5. I don't know, perhaps you can after this we've got Shadow of the Tomb Raider to choose from. Battlefield 5 is only 2 games, so it's not too many. We can always skip the 3D mark. So it should be the same settings, but let me just double check then. Ray Tracing Ultra. DLSS Balanced. And we'll do the same loop, run around that circle twice, and see if we can get. If it's 11% less, that takes us to what? 54, something like that. 55. Now, when I did my 2080 Max Q on this, I think I was getting around about 45 to 50, like. I'll avoid killing anybody this time. Yeah, we're just going to do this, run around this twice. So start. We'll get a few puddles. So remember, we've got 61 on the 3070. Oh, I looked that time. Still no cars. Yeah, it depends how long you hang around these like slower areas. So we ran around last time, so I'll keep it fair. And I mean, we're getting up to the 100 watts as we'd expect in this game. Right, there you go. So let's see what we got there. 56. So I was pretty nailed it on the head there, didn't I? Really, 56 on the 3060. So I don't think we're bothered with Shadow of the Tomb Raider because we pretty know what it's going to be. We'll do Battlefield 5, a multiplayer game, and I'll just put in here for Cyberpunk 3060 got 56. So, you know, 11% difference. I don't think that's pretty decent, don't you? Now, do I have Battlefield 5 loaded on here? I thought I did, perhaps I didn't. I don't think I did. I can't see Origin. Damn it. Oh, we'll do Shadow of the Tomb Raider. That'll be the last one then. But yeah, I think it's only 10% difference. I think it could be. That's loading up there. I think it could be the bargain. I'll find out what the price is on the 3070, but it seems to be pretty decent, doesn't it? I think for. Yeah, if you're on the fence, shall I pick the 3070? Shall I pick the 3060? There's only about 11% in it. The main difference is going to be when you hit that VRAM limit, isn't it? Like you saw there in Warzone. I had to dial back the settings a little bit. That's the main issue, in my opinion. And that obviously explains why, you know, the 3070 is a QHD versus this 3060. Oops, damn, don't do store. Highest settings, 1080p. This won't take long. So here, last time we got 99, didn't we? At 1080p using the 3070. So logically, one would expect this to be at around about 89, something like that. Now, if I remember right, me Gigabyte G5. Let's have a look at the results on that. So the Gigabyte G5 got 102. Right, 102. So that even beat the 3070. That's. But I couldn't get any. When I tried to do the external monitor to improve that, but that was to try and get rid of the Optimus. But the Gigabyte G5 did very well. Let me see if I got the Legion 5 Pro. Not sure if I tested this game in that computer. Yes, I did. Yeah. So the Legion 5 Pro got a 83 in hybrid mode and 102 in dedicated GPU mode. So that's interesting. And that was 130 watt 3060 there. That Gigabyte G5, I'm telling you, man, pretty good laptop. When you consider, just a 3060 with a mux switch beats the 3070 without a mux switch. Steve, is it safe to run the CPU at 100 degrees Celsius? I generally don't like it. They say it's fine, don't they? HP even says it's good to 105 degrees, but I always, as a rule of thumb, always like to keep it below 90. I suppose we'll just have to see some long-term tests of Alienware laptops, because they always run above 100 degrees, don't they? I know. Now, I'd rather keep it below 90 all the time. I mean, here, yes, it's 92, isn't it? But this is performance mode, so if I had this laptop, I'd probably run it on balance mode. It's cooler. You do take a bit of a hit, about 10% hit in performance, but the fans are quieter. But that 10% hit, what's that take it to? I mean, you're probably not that far away from like a 2060 then. That'd be an interesting one, wouldn't it? Balance versus a 2060. So here, now we've got 99, look. We've got the same as the 3070. So that's not bad at all. Let's put that in the scores. $60. So I think all in all, that's not bad at all. I'll switch that. I think that's the last game we're going to be doing. So to recap, I think generally speaking, the 3060 is around about 10% less than the 3070, although of course there's some outliers like Shadow of the Tomb Raider here. But all in all, I think that's what it seems to be. Now, if I'll get a confirmation of the prices, if the 3060 is around about $1,200, I think that's a good deal, isn't it? Really, I think. I do wish it did have a mux switch. Balance mode does make it run cooler, of course, there's less power, and the GPU runs probably around about 75 watts versus 75, 80 watts versus like 95 to 100 watts, isn't it? That was about the difference we saw. And the CPU, of course, goes down, I think, around about 25, 35 watts, perhaps, something like that. And I think, yeah, between the two, if I think I had a choice, 3060, 3070, I would probably go for the 3060 and just dial down the settings on those games where you do get more than, get close to the 6GB VRAM. I hope you found that useful. So last question, Gabriel says, yeah, I know it'll throttle, but I mean, will it affect the laptop lifespan? No, that's what I mean. I don't know. I mean, it's not. None of my laptops have generally stayed at that temperature, so I've got no experience of long-term use. I haven't heard of any failings. You know, you might want to check on some the Alienware laptops or Dell laptops tend to run very hot. You know, looking at the reviews, and I suspect if you go on Reddit and look at some forums there, they might report back. But they can cope with these components can cope with temperatures pretty well. But I don't like anything sustained for that long. I mean, you don't game for too long, do you? I mean, it's not like it's mining at that temperature all the time, 24/7 or something. That, you know, just you might game for a couple of hours and then that's it. So your Dell G5, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got Dell. They'll push the power quite a bit, but if you can reduce, it's also an Intel system, and you can easily reduce down the the PL1 value, switch that to like 45 watts, something like that, because they always push that to 55 watts, 60 watts, don't they? The Dell, they're famous for increasing the PL1. Yeah, use throttle stop or XTU just to lower that power limit, and then that should reduce your temperature. Anyway, have a good weekend, guys. I really appreciate you stopping by and spending your time watching me whittle on. All the best. Bye.